Money is not everything. Make sure you earn a lot before speaking such nonsense. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently. I always knew I was going to be rich. I don't think I ever doubted it for a minute. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. You only have to do a very few things right in your life so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Stocks of companies selling commodity-like products should come with a warning label. Competition may prove hazardous to human wealth. The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. I measure success by how many people love me. What counts for most people in investing is not how much they know, but rather how realistically they define what they don't know. Smart doesn't always equal rational. To be a successful investor, you must divorce yourself from the fears and greed of the people around you, although it is almost impossible. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. The best thing that happens to us is when a great company gets into temporary trouble, we want to buy them when they are on the operating table. Watch this pickpocket. A hyperactive stock market is the pickpocket of enterprise. It's far better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than a fair company at a wonderful price. The most important thing to do if you find yourself in a hole is to stop digging. It's only when the tide goes out that you learn who's been swimming naked. No matter how great the talent or efforts, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked. Opportunities come infrequently. When it rains gold, put out the bucket, not the thimble. Calling someone who trades actively in the market an investor is like calling someone who repeatedly engages in one-night stands a romantic. I never attempt to make money on the stock market. I buy on the assumption that they could close the market the next day and not reopen it for 5 years. I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars. I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. Help tomorrow, act today. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours and you'll drift in that direction. Buy a stock the way you would buy a house. Understand and like it such that you'd be content to own it in the absence of any market. I just sit in my office and read all day. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. You can't make a good deal with a bad person. Not doing what we love in the name of greed is the very poor management of our lives. Whether we're talking about socks or stocks, I like buying quality merchandise when it is marked down. Only buy something that you'd be perfectly happy to hold if the market shut down for 10 years. Someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. We simply attempt to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy only when others are fearful. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. It is not necessary to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results. I buy expensive suits. They just look cheap on me. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. Investing is not a game where the guy with the 160 IQ beats the guy with 130 IQ. If you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest of humanity to think about the other 99%.